Triple Flix. Lock me up, lock me up.
Woo! Chad Arms, ChaddyBobby1130. We're in the whip doing this video. I figured I'd change it up for you one time for your mind, baby. I've been out and about running errands, and there's a storm of brewing. So I was like, let me just shoot it in here, why not? So here's my top 5 countdown for the scariest horror movie characters. Top 5 lists are tough. You really got to do some crunching, you know, of your picks. But I think I got a good list together, and I'm bringing up the tail end on this one. You've already seen Tony and Jordan's. If not, be sure to check it in the playlist and check that out. And if you're not subscribed to the Triple Flix Mafia channel, what are you doing with your life, baby? You know what I'm about? So let's get into this. My number 5. So my number 5, Terrifier. Art the Clown from Terrifier. Now, granted, this movie does have plot holes, but as far as the character itself, Art the Clown is exactly what the movie's called. He's terrifying to me. The fact that he doesn't speak makes it scary as shit. His mannerisms, the kills that he did were crazy. Just like his looks that he gives people, it's just so scary to me, and it stuck with me from the very moment that I first saw the movie. I've watched it twice, and Art the Clown is just, he's exactly that. He's terrifying. I look forward to seeing part 2. I know that they've already said they're working on part 2, and I want to say they've signed on for a script for part 3 to make it a trilogy. So that's going to be interesting, but I definitely couldn't leave him out of the top 5 list. That's number 5, Art the Clown from Terrifier, baby. My number 4. My number 4, I wrestled back and forth with this one and Jason Voorhees. Jason's my number 6, but I had to put the tall man from Phantasm as my number 4. The movies progressively get worse, but the tall man himself is always scary as shit to me. The music that comes along with whenever you see the tall man, the way he like lurks around, his voice is scary as hell. Like he's just so like menacing and like demanding in the scenes that he's in. And the crazy thing about it is he wasn't even that tall of a guy. The way that they shot his footage, you know, his scenes, and the clothes they made him wear was smaller than what he needed to wear, and it made him look bigger. But the tall man stuck with me. I'm late to the game. We're all 3 late to the game on Phantasm. But the tall man, just something about the tall man. I kept switching that and Jason back and forth. As much as I love Jason, something about tall man just creeps me the hell out. So my number 4 is the tall man from Phantasm. My number 3. Number 3's got to go to my main man, Freddy Krueger. Mainly from the first Nightmare on Elm Street. I was a kid that didn't watch scary movies when I was little. I was too scared of them. But as y'all have seen, have y'all heard me tell stories about when I was a kid and went to my grandparents' house? They had a humongous VHS library of stuff that they recorded off of HBO Cinemax. And it was 3 movies per tape because there was a long extended play tape, 6-hour tapes, whatever. So I came across Nightmare on Elm Street part 3 or 2, one of those. When I was fast forwarding through to get to like Uncle Buck or, you know, Teen, whatever it was I was looking to find. And Freddy Krueger just scared the shit out of me. I was probably 7, 8 years old. But the first movie, granted, Freddy gets more and more ridiculous as the movies go on. They make him talk too much. They give him way too many cheesy lines. But the first Nightmare on Elm Street, Freddy's just scary as shit to me. And the fact that he gets you while you're asleep. Robert Englund did such a good job playing Freddy Krueger. And that's why it's my number 3, Freddy Krueger. My number 2. My number 2 is Michael Myers. I don't really want to specify a Michael Myers, but I guess I will. It'll be from the first one. Actually, the first 2. Now, I'm a fan of the first Rob Zombie remake. I'm not a fan of the second one. I know Tony and Jordan are, but he's too brutal in those for me almost. It kind of gets away from the original Michael Myers. But the first Michael Myers and for some reason people just shoo you on part 2, and I think part 2 is awesome. He's just so scary in part 1 to me, because that's what started it all. That's what started the Michael Myers stuff, you know. And he just the way he looked, and his slow moving, and his kills were simple, but they were still scary as hell. And it's, I mean, come on, it's Michael Myers, man. My number 2 is the Michael Myers, I guess we'll say from part 1 and 2. So yeah, woo. And my number 1 scariest horror movie character is, I had to do it on him, Leatherface, from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Holy shit, man. I love the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I love part 2. I don't like Leatherface, the third one. I fucking hated the Next Generation Texas Chainsaw Massacre. I'm a fan of the remake, big fan of the remake, as well as that prequel that came after it. Didn't care. I haven't seen all the way through on the Texas Chainsaw 3D. And the new Leatherface there's parts of it I like, but for the most part, it's not all that good. But we'll just say the first 2 Leatherface. I mean, the Leatherface from the remake is scary as shit too, but just Leatherface in general scares the shit out of me so much. The chainsaw obviously is a huge reason, but the mask, the fact that it's like a big guy, the way that he like sloughs around, and oh my god, that first movie, man. Oh shit, it's so gritty. And a lot of people like the remake more. As much as I love the remake, I can't say I think the first one is a better movie. The remake has more rewatchability, because that first one is very gritty and very hard to watch, but it's so good, man. But my number 1 is Leatherface. Everything about Leatherface just terrifies the shit out of me. Anybody chasing me like a crazy, deformed human being with a chainsaw chasing me around is, oh my god. I mean, are you kidding? You know? But, so yeah, that was my number 1. So, like I said, number 5 was Terrifier, Art the Clown. Number 4 was Tall Man from Phantasm. Number 3 was Freddy Krueger from Nightmare on Elm Street. Number 2 was, sorry, that's looking weird. Number 2 was Michael Myers from Halloween. And number 1, of course, just now, was Leatherface from Texas Chainsaw Massacre. Y'all be sure to comment below. Let me know what y'all think of my picks. What are y'all's top 5s? Stay tuned for more content to come. Every week we're pumping out 3 videos at least. You're going to keep getting podcasts from me. You're going to keep getting the toy stuff from Tony, the vinyl stuff from Viz's updates, out and abouts. Now that I'm back doing my weight loss thing, I'm not going to do as many snack chats. If I do, it'll be few and far between. We're going to do live streams, movie reviews, all that stuff. Just stay tuned, and we love each and every one of y'all. Thank y'all. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell to get tuned in with the team. Triple Flix Mafia, baby. Woo!